to become a third wife. You in the name of Jesus. This is real love. I haven't felt love like this in a long time. We're no longer together. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. To those of you that are new, welcome back. My name is Chihals and today we have a story time for you. So let me begin this. This was on a Thursday and I decided to take my car to the car wash. We have a local car wash that is around Mutare that I normally go to. That's a very affordable car wash. And the girl said, okay, cool, let me take my car to the car wash before I go home. Fine. I met this guy. His name is Happy Mo. I'm going to say his actual name because it's kind of funny. Because I'll explain as we go further. He comes and he said, hi. And I was like, oh man. Okay. Hi, how are you? And he said he's fine. With a short conversation, we were talking about cars. Because he said, is this your car? And I said, yes. The seating arrangement was very vexed. And we normally sit far from where they're having the car wash. Exactly. He said, hi, how are you? I was eavesdropping your conversation with your mom. And I said, wow. I was so shocked and I was scared at the same time. Because how do you eavesdrop a conversation that someone is having with their mother from a distance? I was here, he was here. And I said, okay, fine, cool. That's fine. I said, what I do that? That's fine. And he said, oh, you're so beautiful. And he said that, I was like, dun 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 dun, it's about to go down. I knew what was coming. And he said, I heard that you're in school. Where do you learn? And I said, I learn at Polytechnic. And he said, oh wow, what are you studying? And I said, supply chain. And he said, okay, your face shows that you're someone that takes business as a major. And I said, yes, I'm in the business faculty, of course, because that's where supply chain falls. Do I study supply chain? Not at all, guys. But because I could not tell him the actual facts, and he asked me how old I was, and I said I'm 23. He said, oh, okay, I'm 33. In quotes, Ejedu, I use a bed. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And he said, I'm interested in you. And I knew it was about to go down. He said, Inshona, as I quote, I was so surprised because on that day my exam had just finished. I literally just came out of the exam. I had a maxi skirt, of course, that goes dun 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 with my body, right? And just regular top and sandals, of course. And he said, ha, sister, ndanakirwa nemi. And it was yekuti zvabva nekupi. When you're talking to your mother, my heart was beating very fast. And I was like, you're lying. Because what do you mean your heart was beating very fast? How was your heart beating fast when you literally don't even know me or, understand what's going on? And he said, okay, fine. Yes, I'm going to come and say the truth to you. I really just want your number. I really just want to get to know you. I'm not even harmful. Yes, of course, I might look like... His dressing was very bad, guys. He looked like an older person, and he is. Because he said he's 33, he's lying. He's probably in his early 40s or late 30s because of the way he looks. And he said, I'm so interested in you. I really just want to get to know you. And I said, no, thank you. I have a boyfriend. And he said, oh, really? And he said, why are you not married? And I said, because I'm in my 3rd year, right? And he said, oh, okay, but that doesn't stop anyone from getting married. He said, Inshona, saka sisi mimi ndo zvatadza kuti muroro izvozvo zvekuti uri mu3rd year manje inoda nezvenyu zvemukomana wenya zvakana basa. The audacity, guys. The audacity. I just said to myself, no. And I said, please respect my relationship. And he said, of course, murume, there's a saying that we say, oh yeah, a mountain is the only thing that cannot be moved, but a person definitely can be moved. That's what he said. Apana chunhu chisingamuvhike pasi pano. Ingowani vanhu vanodanana vachisiyana vachienda kuvamwe. And I said that mentality is very wrong. And he said, is it wrong? Because inini I will get what I want. And I said, oh wow, you had the audacity to say something like that. And he said yes. And I said, okay, fine. And he said, oh, Motainyakanake, is this your car? And I said, yes. And he said, oh, you look so rich. You look like you're so learned as well. You come from a rich family. These are the type of the women that I want now. And I said, excuse me. And he said, yeah. And I was like, are you married? And he said, yes. And I said, do you have kids? And he said, yes, guys. But he started to stutter. He was like, And I said, he said, hey, it's not like that. We're no longer together. I was like, okay, cool. We're no longer together. That's fine, guys. If we're no longer together, that's okay. And I said, how many kids do you have? And he said, 2. And I was like, okay, do you have another wife? And he said, yeah, and Aurora. But it didn't work out. And I'm like, so you want me to become a 3rd wife? Look at me, head to toe. You want me to become a 3rd wife? And he said, yes, of course. Because you already I want that. And I said, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. I said, I rebuke in the name of Jesus, guys. Because what do you mean you're coming at me like that? And he said, yes, because he knows that cool. And I was like, okay. I was very uncomfortable. I started to move down the road, and he was like, usanditize because ndokuzvona kuti kunditiza, hey, I just want your number. Please don't do that. This is real love. I haven't felt love like this in a long time. And I was like, this man, you know what, lightning towards them, because what, I haven't felt like this in a long time. And then that's like your name sister. Guys, he literally almost went down on his knees to beg for my number. And I said, I'm not comfortable. And you know, there were people around us. People could see that. And I was like, oh my goodness, can anybody come help me? Can somebody come help me? Because I am feeling very uncomfortable right now. And he said, okay, I just really want to get to know you. To be honest, you know what? If you don't want to give me your number, I'm going to come by Polytechnic. I was like, excuse me, I'm going to come by Polytechnic after 3 hours to check if you got to school safe. I just want to really make sure you're okay. There's nothing much. And I said, that's fine, don't worry, I'm gonna get to school, you know, in one piece. It's not like that. And then my friend called. He asked my name. I said, my name is Tinotinda. And my friend Chinovimba called. His name is not Chinovimba. His name is, that. And he said, you know what, since one thing my number I want, you know what, I'm going to get what I want. And I said, oh, how are you so sure? And he said, I've got my ways, so please give me your friend's number. And I said, I'm not comfortable, to be honest, but okay, fine. So you're pestering me about my number. I'm not going to give you my number. I'm going to give you my friend's number. No, he actually asked for my friend's number. He said, please give me your friend's number, whether it's male or female, so that I can talk to them, so I can reach you. And I said, but you know, my friends are not going to allow me to do such a thing, because this is disrespecting my long-term relationship. And he said, it's not even a problem. I really want to even marry you, like, right now. And I said, I rebuke this energy in the name of Jesus Christ. What do you mean? He said, and he said, in 2011 by Polytechnic. I was like, 2011. So how old are you? You're very old. And he said, I'm not even that old. 20, 25, 2011. Polytechnic, they just started hospitality and travel and tourism. Hospitality, I don't know, guys, something like that, right? And he said, did you have teachers? He started mentioning blocks. Do I learn at Polytechnic? No. Have I been to Polytechnic? No. Do I even know the blocks? I was just like, yeah, they changed. We have renovated blocks. Please forgive me if you learn at that school. I was really just trying to try to debate the route. And he said, okay. And I said, okay, fine. What's going to happen? I'm going to give you my friend's number, and we're going to communicate with him. I'm going to tell him right now. And he said, okay. And then that was that. And the conversation ended. I went to check if my car is almost done. And he was like, no, sister, 5 minutes. I'm like, nigga, please. I've been waiting for my car for the past 35 minutes. I really just need to go. And it's like, teaser. And I was like, yeah, I really want to go to school. It's getting late. I really need to rest. I just came from an exam. I really just need to rest and eat. And he said, I'm so sorry, but I really need your number, Tino. And I felt like this is a long time. I don't even know what true love is anymore. He kept repeating that. And I was like, what do you mean true love? He said, nowadays people really just want money. The reason why I left these two ladies I was with is because they wanted my money. I stared at him, guys. He doesn't even look rich. Sorry, can't be with people that are not learned. You seem like you're a learned person, so I know that you're not after my money. I was just about to be like, say, what money are you talking about? I can't see it. I can't see it, obviously, guys. I'm not going to lie. There's certain people you can tell, some people you can't, some people are humble. It is the talk, I could get it, but how are you telling me that the two ladies, the mother of your children, was a gold digger because you've seen another girl? I was like, that's very disrespectful. I don't think I can ever talk to a person like this. It's like, no, you're getting the wrong perspective of things. I'm actually a nice person. I actually go to church. I was like, he started throwing in facts that is probably heard from other girls when they're probably talking. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable. And he said, one day I'll bump into you and I'll probably see you again and you can give me your number. Then I was like, I will probably be married by the time you see me. And he said, oh really, so you're actually serious about your relationship? But I'm actually serious. Everything can come to an end and you can start a new life with me. And I said, no thank you, I'm very serious about my man. I really love him and I'm waiting for him to put a ring on my finger because I'm almost done with school. And he said, okay fine, we'll see how that goes. And I went to my car and I was like, say, he said, oh okay, so I'll see you next time, Tino, but I'll text your friend. My friend ended up getting a call from Happy More the next day, and he started to confess his love. Apparently, right now I can't even sleep. This girl is making me, from the first time I saw her, this is what you call love at first sight. And it's because my friend was like, no. He literally blocked him. I was like, thank God. But now I'm a bit skeptical and scared as well. What if I bump into him? But I think that's the last time that I'll be going to that car wash, because I know that car wash, he'll probably be there again. So that's the end of the story time, guys. And if you guys want to plug for raw hair, Vietnamese hair, please do leave a comment down below and I would definitely share the plug. This is a very nice wig and it's quite affordable. Yeah, but anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Bye cousins, next time.